And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
How does that make you feel? That's the question that psychologists ask people, right? Or, we ask other people, how are you feeling today? Well, today we're taking a look at a game called Ikonikus, which is basically a game about how you feel. But don't run away scared. This isn't really trying to be psychological in that manner. In essence, this is another variant of the very popular Apples to Apples game. In Apples to Apples, players would play a card in the middle and people would throw in cards to try to match that card, and then a judge would pick one of theirs. This is similar with a small twist. Let's look at it. Now, I got the game in this lunchbox that came with some pins and clothespins and a little calendar. But I think this box came inside this box, and I think this is how the box will be packaged or how I would keep it myself. The game comes with a bunch of cards like this, and each of these cards shows a different kind of emotion. Now, how you determine the emotion is up to you. I mean, obviously, I think this one means it's cold. This one doesn't make you feel protected. This one, I'm puzzled, I suppose, or I'm excited, or I have an idea, or they have very specific symbols, and I actually really like how this is done, because this symbol here can be interpreted different ways. So these cards are shuffled, and 3 cards are given to each player. One player asks a question that says, how do I feel when whatever? So I say, how do I feel when it's my birthday? So everybody throws a card in the middle, and then we mix those cards up so we don't know which one's from which person, and we turn them face up. So maybe on my birthday, let's say there's 4 other players. So I've accomplished something. I feel accomplished, or I've hit right on target, or my life is a wreck, or I'm very depressed. Well, I actually like my birthday, so I wouldn't pick those, but I don't know that I've accomplished anything, so hopefully everything goes my way that day. So that's the way that's maybe the one that I would pick. And so that would give that person a point. And then the next person would become the judge, and then maybe they would say, how do I feel when my dog died? And so these are the 4 cards that are put down. And so maybe I felt like just getting away from everything, or I felt like trash. It hooked me. That one makes no sense. Why'd you pick that one? Or, it felt like the temperature in the world. I don't know. I mean, the way that these are determined is by the judge themselves on how they look at them, and so they'll pick them. And that's essentially the game. You continue to play this. The game rules are actually on a very small card. There's lots of different cards that come in the game, and the first person to get 3 of these cards is the winner. Although, as with any of these type of games that are an apples to apples kind of knockoff, you could basically play until you get tired of playing. Okay, there's good and bad about Ikonikus, so we'll start with the good. The good is I really like the idea of the emotions. That's a cool variant on the Apples does it with words. Faces does it with pictures. Other games do it with different things. But this one does it with emotions, and the way that the emotions are interpreted, that's great. The problems that Ikonikus has is a couple things. One, there's just too few cards. In a party game like this, you just cannot have this few cards. You need to have 200-300 cards, really, or else it's going to just wear its welcome out very quickly. Secondly, they should have included some cards with questions on them, because I'm telling you, I played this game enough, I give it to someone, okay, ask a question, and they sit there and they go, it would have been better had, I don't mind that the opportunity is there for people to make up their own questions, but there are going to be people drawing a blank. How do I feel when I get up in the morning? Okay, great. That's a good question. It works well with the game, but it can kind of bog down after a while. People are trying to think of something different. So I wish they had maybe cards with different questions on them, and you could pick one of the questions on the card. And so if they had done that, added maybe 50 cards with 6 questions on each card for 300 different questions, and then added another 100 emotion cards, the variety would have been great. As it is, I find this a entertaining little game. I just don't think the replayability is there right now. It's a great idea, and the iconography is fantastic. Although it's kind of a weird name, and I think it'd be a hard name to kind of sell people on. Do you want to play Ikonikus? What does that mean? Well, I really am not recommending this, I guess. I'm not recommending it because I just don't think there's enough there. Now, if you want maybe a small stocking stuffer or give this as a game, then that'd be great. You'll be able to play it 3-4 times. People will enjoy it, but I think after that, things might start getting old. Now, for creative types, you'll be able to take this and run with it a little bit farther than the rest. But I think for most people, there just needs to be a little bit more before you get it.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!